And we are live again. Just when you thought we packed it all in, sacked it all off, we're here. Because we wouldn't want to miss this week, would we, guys? Man United fans, what's up? High five. Louis, how are you feeling?
Yeah, all good, Josh. Liverpool on a 4-game winning streak. I've got my shirt on. I probably won't take it off until we lose or draw a game next. So we'll see how long that goes on for. How you doing, Alex?
Yo, good. Couldn't be better. Liverpool been unstoppable this season so far. Nothing to complain about on our ends. Football's been great lately. So yeah, let's get into the pod today. What are we talking about, guys?
Yeah, today's pod we will be just touching on Liverpool's victory over United on the weekend.
Emphatic win, do you mean?
Not sure if much was made of it over the weekend, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's troubles, which we did speak about in our last episode. We'll talk about, just to balance it out, we'll talk about what we think are potential fixes and solutions for the Man United team, how Ole could potentially turn it around. And then we'll review a couple of the games coming up on the weekend. Just for all the fans, followers, subscribers out there, don't forget to like our content on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. The Facebook page is in construction, so it will be coming. Don't you worry about that. But guys, Liverpool, Manchester United 0, Liverpool 5. Emphatic victory at Old Trafford. Alex, what was your thoughts on the game?
Well, one of the biggest things that I took away from the game is obviously how criminally underrated Mo Salah has been over the last few years. Only now people are starting to see how good he actually is. Obviously, as a footballer and his footballing ability may not be, let's say, Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, let's say. But for what he does and what he does for this Liverpool team, it is second to none. His stats are out of this world for goals and assists. His consistency is ridiculous. I think that I saw a quote from Ben Foster the other day about he went up to Ben Foster and asked him about which side are you going to take put dive if I was to take a penalty. Him trying to find the extra little yard, the extra inches just to be that much better. He's just so good. He was so clinical on the weekend, and we just look unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, it was a pretty massive demolition job. Josh, sure you enjoyed that victory over United at Old Trafford.
100% I did. But I think it's more about Manchester United than it is about Liverpool. And I say this because you know how to beat or play against Liverpool. Chelsea has shown it. You literally park the bus. And Manchester United with Ole at the wheel was so open. It's like, it's something else. It didn't even make sense.
You could drive a bus through their defense.
You could drive a bus. You can drive a whole ship. Literally put a ship on the road and then drag it across. Anyway, like I was just watching it, and this is not how you play against Liverpool. You have to be compact, and they were anything but that. Like, Liverpool probably not going to have an easier game this whole season. I don't know, being funny, right? Leeds play open football, but literally, I don't think we're going to have an easier game this whole season. Like, everyone, even if you look at our performance, now me and Alex, we differ from this, but I don't think we even played that well. I think we played in second gear.
No. See, when you said it first, you said we didn't play well.
Okay, we didn't play
that well.
When
you say we didn't play that well.
We're not going to get into semantics. We're not getting into semantics. Like we were fully in second gear throughout that entire game, and we just carved Man United open. So I think it's more about Manchester United than it is about Liverpool's greatness, because I think we're going to have a tougher game against Brighton this weekend. If I'm to be honest, I don't think we can play like that against Brighton. One thing I will say though is Alex is spot on. We were very clinical, and we haven't always been clinical, especially when we go to Old Trafford. We've missed glaring opportunities when we're at Old Trafford. And this time around, we were just so clinical. Like, it was amazing to watch. Like, almost every single attack we had, we could have scored. And that was insane.
Yep. We did look really, really dangerous on every attack. Alex, are the injuries to the midfielders a concern for you?
Well, currently, no. I mean, you think it would be a concern. We have quite a few out, isn't it? Was it Thiago? Fabinho didn't start, did he?
Milner went off after half an hour. Keita got stretchered off.
Yeah, Keita got stretchered off. So you'd
Keita?
think obviously we'd be
Who's
struggling.
Keita?
Naby Keita. Naby lad.
Keita.
Call him Naby.
Oh gosh. Who are you lot's African friends?
But we have
damn.
had troubles in midfield, but it doesn't look like we're having that many issues at the moment. We're keeping clean sheets still. No matter who you put in that midfield, it seems to be working. Everybody knows their role, and that's why even though Gary Neville seems to think that we don't have strength and depth, look at us this season. I thought we were in trouble at the start of August, and Klopp doesn't look right. There's something wrong in that dressing room. Blah, 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 blah. I think you need to focus on your own club, mate, rather than trying to worry about Liverpool. Fucking Gary Neville, he ain't got a clue, has he? But yeah, man, our midfields, it can only get better as well. Obviously, we don't even have our starting players at the moment, so I'm not too worried at all. Our defense is solid as well. Got loads of strength and depth there. You can't complain at the moment. You can't complain.
I do.
Obviously, I was just going to say, obviously, alongside my boy Naby Keita, Konate with a very impressive display, Josh, in defence.
Yeah, and everybody knows that I'm the biggest Joey Gomez fan, but I saw his performance today and it was a little bit shaky. So, he played excellent. But again, I think it's down to the tactical.
Konate plays like you, Josh.
Fair enough. Great on the ball, very quick.
You mean Josh is an empowering, quick?
He is. He is.
But
he looks a bit like Fuddy when he's running or whatnot.
Okay, that's funny. Everyone's seen me run before, Alex. Great insight from you there. Yeah, and I would dominate Cristiano Ronaldo as well. Yeah, you're right. Konate was a fantastic performance, but I think again it is down to Klopp's tactical decisions, because if we were going to play a high line against a Cristiano Ronaldo, not that he has his killer's pace anymore, but he's very strong on the ball. So Konate was absolutely perfect, and you can see that his height played a role, because I think our biggest weakness and how to beat Liverpool is literally put a ball over the top where Trent is, and I think that you'll always find a gap there, because Trent is really great at going forward, but he doesn't always have that cover from the right-sided midfielder, and therefore Matip, who's not as strong in the air, seems to struggle with that, and he's not as quick as Konate.
He's not strong in the air.
He's not strong in the air. Hold on there. I went to the Brentford game, and I saw Tony absolutely ruin Matip every single
Tony
time.
is different. That doesn't mean Matip's not strong in the air.
Matip is a very calm and guiled sort of centre back. He's not aggressive in the air. I'd even say Nat Phillips is better than Matip in the air. Matip's not good in the air at all. For his height, he doesn't utilize it at all. At all.
Well, I think that's wrong.
Well, I think you should watch more football.
Go on. Go on.
I'm obviously trying to find potential problems. African nations coming up in around just after Christmas in the new year. Salah and Mane to potentially miss a couple of league games and a couple of cup games. Is that a further issue for us? Do you see any potential signings?
Who we're playing?
Yeah, so if you look at the fixtures during that period, we've got Chelsea, we've got Leicester City twice, and Brentford, and all those games.
Chelsea in the league.
Yeah, and all those games look quite difficult. But I did see a report the other day that they are struggling with.
They might cancel it, innit?
Yeah, they might postpone it, but they might or just give it to another country. But I don't know, man. I think it's still all up in the air, and I wouldn't want to. Hopefully, we don't have to lose Mo Salah, because you'd say our three best players of the season if you take out obviously the defensive players, but Naby Keita, Salah, and Mane. If you take them out, it's going to weaken our team on a great level. But then also, if you take out Mendy from Chelsea, I think Chelsea might struggle as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think Mendy, as vital as, no, I'm just going to sound wild, but I don't care. As vital as Mo Salah is for us offensively, I think Mendy is just as vital for Chelsea in goal, because the drop down from what's his name? What's the
Kepa.
Kepa. The drop down from Kepa is.
I don't know why you're trying to pronounce his whole name.
Yeah, Kepa's just no good, and Kepa's a liability. Kepa's like Adrian.
Imagine spending 70 million on Adrian.
Exactly. Insane.
Oh,
Insane.
oh,
Guys, before we sort of end our praise of Liverpool, Alex, can we win the league? Will we win the league?
Well, I said at the couple episodes back, as our many viewers would know, that I believe we are going to win the league. We always have a chance. Look at our squad. We've been there, done it. Our squad is fit now. We've got all our best players back, barring a couple in midfield. But we've shown at the moment we've got the strength and depth. Even Konate coming in against United, what's it, his second start?
Yeah.
Just shows the quality that we have in our team. So we could definitely win the league. I mean, we're the only team unbeaten in the league at the moment. And we just look like we're going from strength to strength.
Josh, anything else to add? Agree with Alex?
I do agree with Alex. I do think we are second to Man City at the moment, though, because I think it's only us and Man City who will pull a run together. Chelsea and their manager has been really fantastic. And you know how I feel about Tuchel, so it takes a lot for me to say that. But I just don't think Chelsea, even though they smashed Norwich 7-0 and they have a few easy games coming up, I just don't think Chelsea have that will to win, put a run together. And I think that's going to cost them. But then
like it's too new. They're too new together kind of thing. Is that what you're saying? Not
even that. I just think their team is not capable. I think when we look back on this like 10 years from now, we're going to look at what Man City and Liverpool have done in the span of the last 3-something years, and we're going to be like, that was so impressive. And I just don't think no team in the Premier League's history has been able to do the numbers that Liverpool and Man City have been able to do for the last 3 and a bit seasons. So I just don't think Chelsea are capable. But it's all up in the air, really. I think the African Cup of Nations might hurt us a little bit if it does happen, because Mo Salah right now is the best player on the planet. Mane's back in form, and do we have enough to survive those games in particular? Chelsea, Leicester, and
they're big games.
They're quite difficult games.
Big games.
So yeah, let's see. Let's see where we're at Christmas Day.
Fair enough. That's our mini review of last weekend's games. Obviously, last episode, someone in particular, I won't name names, slagged off Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We spoke about Manchester United's issues, but I think, to be fair, and for a balanced argument, let's talk about how we would go about fixing Manchester United's issues. Where are the problems? What would you focus on if you were the manager, if you were the owner? Is it the players? Josh, obviously, I'll give you the floor to start with. You've obviously got strong opinions on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer not being qualified for the position. Obviously, that's part of your argument. How, in attempting to put more of a positive spin on it and a balanced argument, how do Manchester United fix their current issues?
Well, first, Manchester United, let me tell you this. You said Ole is at the wheel. Well, my friends, look at me. I am the mechanic and I'm here to fix the problems. No, but on a serious note, I think Manchester United, it's not even about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I said what I said because I meant what I said. He is trash. He's you don't go in any work, you don't go from literally the manager of Cardiff City relegated to the manager of Mold, Norway, to become the manager of arguably, and I'm a Liverpool fan saying this, arguably the greatest football team to ever exist in the sport. That just doesn't, like, no walks of life can you do that. It's like, I don't even know what it's like. It's like
he was given a temp role first before he actually was given the job.
But this is my issue, and this is my issue with Manchester United, is you lot are just not run as
You're supposed to say how we improve, how they improve.
No. But I'm getting there because you guys see yourself too much as a business, and you're not running yourself as a football club anymore, and that is the frustrating thing. I feel like the Ronaldo signing was only happened because you guys because Man City were there, like probably going to sign him, and you guys just decided to go for it. And revenue-wise and whatever, commercially, the Ronaldo has probably made enough money, and the Glazers are probably happy with that alone. When the reports come out, I bet you, no matter what happens this season, Manchester United commercially is going to be above everybody else. because of that Ronaldo signing. However, as a football team, that was an awful signing. What you should do, Manchester United, here's what you should do. First and foremost, let Ronaldo see out his days. Do not give him another contract at all. Let him see out his days. Fair enough. You stuck with that contract. You're giving him stupid money. Let that happen. Greenwood should be at the spear. That's what should happen. Greenwood should play up front because Greenwood is a special player. Left foot, right foot. Let him figure it out. Then play Rashford. Rashford needs to be consistent and Sancho needs to play. You need to put Sancho in the team. That front three would be absolutely lethal. Then here's what you need to do. Get rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do not put in a big personality like a Zinedine Zidane or a Conte. What you do is you get Brendan Rodgers. Now, I would say this, like, and people will be like, no, I'll be laughing and giggling and whatnot. But you see Brendan Rodgers, I think he's proven himself at every other level. If he won us the title that season, he would have been a legendary manager just for that alone. So he's got a brand of football that I think Manchester United would love to have. I think his signings at Leicester City have been all fantastic in terms of building Leicester City from that team that won the title then disappeared. He steadied the ship at Leicester City, and Leicester City will come again this season to be top four near and thereabouts. He won them a trophy, and then, like I said, his brand of football is fantastic. You need someone like that. He's still quite young, relatively young, and can build a Manchester United team and build Manchester United in a way and a brand of football that we all love. Because the thing about Manchester United is their brand of football. Even though I didn't like Ferguson or whatever, but I still respect his brand of football because it was exciting. They would have fullbacks that would run up the pitch, kind of not like Liverpool in the way that we play, but like Gary Neville and whoever was left back like on their prime, I would say it was Evra, like crossing the ball. You'd have strong wingers. It'd be counter-attacking football. It'd be exciting. Brendan Rodgers would give that to your team. So that's what you need. And then you need a director of football as well, because at the moment, Woodward is just making whatever his face is, it's just making commercial decisions. And that guy might be good as like getting revenue and whatnot, but he should not be making football decisions because he's making football decisions, that's where your team's going wrong. And like the Glazers, they're dead money, man. And I don't think owners need to be that involved, to be honest. It's just an acquisition for them. They've got loads of sports groups all across the world. It's probably their biggest cash cow, but I don't think they need to be that involved, but they need to have a footballing man involved. That's what they need. And then slowly but surely, Manchester United will be a force again. But you need to get rid of Ole because he's just not good enough. And like I said, make footballing decisions now because commercially you'll be fine. Make footballing decisions.
Fair enough. Very thorough, very detailed answer from you, Josh. I enjoyed that. Alex, where do you see the issues? What hasn't Josh covered, which you sort of struck alarm bells in your head?
Well, there was no mention sort of the actual football. And when we talk about improvement, are we talking about on their current goals for this season, or is it goals for the next 5 years?
I'd say just what will it take to make Manchester United successful again?
But obviously, it starts from the top. So a bunch of the stuff that Josh covered, their football has to have a brand, like he's saying, and probably the one area that they are lacking, as everybody probably knows, is defensive midfield. They've currently got Fred in there, who's not exactly the best. He hasn't been out since and is back. Maybe his confidence is shot, whatever reason. Then you've got McTominay next to him. He isn't really a number 6 either. He's more of an 8. And yeah, he's covering spaces and filling in holes sort of in the 6 role that he can't do. You know, it's not to say that McTominay is a bad player either, but he's just better further up the pitch. He makes a lot of really good runs in the final third. He makes really good passes forward through the lines, but receiving the ball on the half turn from the defense, from the centre back or the right back, isn't his forte. He's never in the half space when needed, so he's never an option. And when Man United do try and play short like they did against us, there's never the option there for them to progress through the thirds. So from a footballing side on the ball, they need to address the options in defensive midfield for receiving the ball. As a whole, for the squad, they have no way of playing, like Josh said. I think they broke it down pretty well on Monday Night Football as to how they pressed. Some pressed with a bit of aggression, some didn't. Some laboured on towards where they were supposed to press. There was no real triggers as to when to press. And they didn't decide as a team if they were going to press or sit off. So a lot of it does seem disjointed. It seems like the cohesion in the team, nobody really, like if I was to tell you guys right now, pick your starting 11 for Man United, we'd probably all have different answers. Nobody knows what their strongest team is, what their strongest formation is, who's going to play. Nobody actually knows that. And that's from armchair fans all the way up to probably Ole. He doesn't even know his best team. So you've got to establish a way of playing. I think they had it before Ronaldo signed as well, which is why, like Josh said, it was more of a commercial signing. It definitely wasn't a footballing decision to sign him because there was no reason for it. You know, they had Edison Cavani, who was going to stay for another year. And then there was potential talks of them going for the likes of Haaland. And obviously you have Greenwood, who could play up front as well. Rashford, who can play up front. Spend 100 million on Sancho and don't even play him in the Liverpool match. Just, I don't know. On the pitch, anyway, is where I like to look. I don't really look around speculation or what the Glazers are doing or Chairmans or anything. I don't care for any of that side of football. But on the pitch, there is a lot of work to do. And it kind of starts with how they play out from the back at the moment and who their starting 11 really is. So there's loads of stuff that they need. It doesn't boil down to one point. You can talk for hours probably about what Man United need right now. And you still need more time.
Can I just go back on that, what Alex was saying there? Because I don't think I think Manchester United do have a starting 11, but their starting 11 can't include Cristiano Ronaldo, because one of the main things why Lukaku left Manchester United in the first place, why Ole got rid of Lukaku, is because Lukaku doesn't press. Like that was one of the key. He slows down their football too much. And Cristiano Ronaldo at this phase of his career is doing the exact same thing. That's why it literally made no sense. But you see the talent in Greenwood. I think Greenwood is going to be one of the most special talents that England has.
I don't think he's a striker though.
What? I 100% think he's a striker. I think he's left foot, right foot.
Like, I think he's a better winger at the moment.
No, because don't get me wrong. I reckon he doesn't even have a winger's mentality. His mentality is to go for goal. Whereas Sancho is more.
What does Salah and Mane do?
Yeah, but Salah and Mane are two different players. The only players that you compare Salah and Mane to is either your Messis, your Ronaldos, or your Ribery's and your Robins. There's not a lot of players that do what Mane and Salah do.
All right, we disagree, but because I mean, if you play a 4-3-3 anyway, you're comparing wingers. So
but my thing is, if you look at Rashford and things, even Rashford, I think Rashford is more comparable to them than Greenwood is. I think Greenwood is all he does is go for goal, and like you need that person in the box because I think he's wasted out there. The only reason why he's
probably the best finisher at United.
Exactly. So if he's the best finisher, why is he not in the box? He's literally. That doesn't mean he's wasted.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he's a striker. But yeah, go on. No, but yeah.
But I'm saying Greenwood should be their focal point. I don't even think they need a Haaland. I don't think they need anyone like that. Their vocal point should be promoting this guy because he's going to be England's next big star, 110%. If there's a player that I would want from Manchester United, it would be Greenwood.
Really?
100%.
I'd take Sancho over him all day.
I wouldn't.
All day. Sancho's special. Don't know how that guy don't start. Boggles my mind. 100 million, you're not starting him. Wow.
But this is what I'm saying. I think it boils down to the manager, who is a little bit of a yes man, possibly, and he doesn't really rock the ship. But I think Rodgers wouldn't do that as well. I think Rodgers would be like, this is the pinnacle. It's not going to get any bigger for me if you're Brendan Rodgers. But what I think they might do is get someone wild like Gareth Southgate, and that would be hilarious. Because there's talks about like Southgate. Let's talk about Conte.
Don't make me laugh.
but
Southgate, you know,
I bet it happened. Conte is not going to be the right guy for Manchester United.
Don't get me started on Gareth Southgate, man. Jesus Christ.
Because Conte is too much of a personality, and they don't need a personality. They need a guy who's going to put his own philosophy in, but not going to rock the ship too much.
Well, Conte has a philosophy. He does.
But his philosophy is he's going to smash these Manchester United players, get them into gear. But we know Conte is not a man that's going to stay for long. Like Conte is going to probably try and do something else after Manchester United. Whereas what I'm saying is Brendan Rodgers.
You want a project guy.
Yeah, and Brendan Rodgers is that guy. Brendan Rodgers is coming to that point where he's going to be able to do that, I feel.
Basically, they're fucked.
I don't think they are because Manchester United
currently this season they're fucked.
Yeah, this season they're done. But
This season, yeah.
But I think they're too big to fail. Manchester United's too big to fail.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back.
Fair enough. If I could sign a player for Manchester United, it would be Aaron Wan-Bissaka because we need cover for Nico Williams. Moving on, guys. Moving on to this weekend's games. Early kickoff: Leicester versus Arsenal. What have you made of? Obviously, Josh, we know your views on Brendan Rodgers, and you speak highly of a couple of Leicester's players, Yuri Tielemans, Jamie Vardy, still sort of up there banging in the goals, and Arsenal on a bit of a unbeaten streak at the moment. How do you see that game going, guys?
Comes to an end. Leicester City's going to beat them.
You reckon?
Yeah. Where is it? Is it Leicester at home?
Leicester at home.
Yeah, Arsenal winning that.
I don't know, you know. Score draw?
Nah, Arsenal winning that.
Score draw for sure. Score draw.
I think Leicester City started slow, but now they've found their way. They're back in their flow now. All their players are slowly coming back as well.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
The big evening game is Tottenham Hotspurs at home to Manchester United.
El Saki.
Do we fear for Manchester United?
One can't defend, one can't score. It's like two immovable objects.
So what are we saying?
I don't know.
0-0.
For Ollie's sake, Ollie needs to win that game. I think Manchester United will come out a bit of fight. I think Manchester United probably turn over Spurs. But then it all
turn
depends.
them over?
Maybe. It all depends, though. It all depends because if Son decides to just destroy them, because I don't know what's going on with Harry Kane, but if Son has a good game, it's going to be a long day for Manchester United. But I just don't see Manchester United not bouncing back from a 5-0 win. I can't see it. I don't know how they don't come back from a mistake.
I can see.
They've got a week.
Very good.
They've got a week to train for it. They got to win against Tottenham. They have to. Well, Ollie gets
Fair enough. Let's end this podcast with our very own 3 p.m. kickoff: Liverpool versus Brighton. Surely a Liverpool win, guys.
I think we win. But I'd say this: Brighton have been playing really good football this year. Graham Potter is a very, very, very good manager. So they've been playing very good football this year. But look, the way Man City turned them over, they do seem a little bit funny at the back, and the way Salah's playing at the moment,
seem to be an autopilot, I'd say.
We could be catching them at the right time. They started off well. Now they could be petering off. Yeah, and we look like we're hitting top form. You know, we kind of look unstoppable at the moment. So, yeah, you'd have to think it's a routine win, 2-0 plus.
And we're at Anfield, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, Salah triple captain.
I wish I triple captain him against freaking Man United. Imagine that.
You don't have the cojones.
I triple captain him against Watford. Still a good result, to be fair.
Yeah, it's Liverpool at home to Brighton.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, routine Liverpool win.
And just a final word for the final evening game on Sunday: Aston Villa versus one of Josh's favourites, West Ham.
West Ham have been playing very, very good.
You love all like the above par teams.
No, because you know what it is. In my world right now, you got your Aston Villas, your Leicester Cities, your West Hams, your Evertons of this world. And I think they're going to cause a lot of damage to the notion of a top 6. I think Manchester United...
There is no more top 6.
I think they're going to hunt down Manchester United right until the end. Those group of teams are going to hunt down Manchester United right until the end of the season for that 4th spot. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And Arsenal are playing all right as well. Arsenal are creeping back into it. And aren't Tottenham...
they're gutless.
Aren't Tottenham like 5th at the moment? I think Tottenham are 5th at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know how they got there. I saw the table the other day. I was like, Tottenham are 5th? Aren't they on minus goal difference?
Yeah.
It could be.
Makes no sense.
Well, the table starts looking after. I think this is the 10th game coming up, actually. So after 10 games, you start looking at the table a little bit more, I guess.
Who did Chelsea have?
I think they've got Newcastle.
Newcastle away.
Yeah, that's smashed Newcastle.
Come on, the Geordies.
No, that's smashed Newcastle. Newcastle,
they will,
Newcastle probably go down. That'd be so funny.
Put him on my fantasy team.
Why is this guy wearing a jacket on Sky Sports right now? What's going on?
Okay, guys.
That's where we end it.
That's where we end the pod. Thanks for all your time today, guys. To all the followers and subscribers and viewers, if you made it this far, thank you very much. We appreciate all the views, all the comments, all the criticism. Give us some feedback.
All the hate. Give it all. Give it all.
The hate. Josh and Alex love all the hate, so give it to them.
And send this to Manchester United. Whoever, send this to one of the Glazers, because you see my points there. Hey, pay me in crypto as well.
And then get me on the coaching staff, because I'm good at that shit.
Just as good as Ollie.
As long as I'm getting paid.
Cool.
Cool.
All right then. I guess we'll head out. We might be doing an NBA one eventually. See how the NBA see, and a UFC one. A UFC one eventually, because UFC, the November card is insane. Usman, let's go. Nigeria. I'm not Nigerian, guys. I'm not Nigerian. All right. God bless.